It's Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher. And recently I was listening to a podcast featuring two of the legends of the health and wellness world, Paul Chek and Dave Asprey. And the subject of putting butter in coffee, which is very popular in this modern day, putting MCT oil in coffee, that came up. And Dave Asprey's company, Bulletproof Coffee, is famous for being, some think of it as the first to do that, to bring that concept here to America. But Paul Chek was doing that back in the early 90s. And both of them, it was really an interesting situation where neither was aware that the other came up with that same idea, but both of them discovered that idea. That information came from the universe to Dave, who was seeking to solve the issue of mental cognition, mental clarity, and to Paul, who was helping a female client who was struggling with blood sugar spiking and the caffeine hitting too hard and too fast from the coffee. And so that idea of putting butter in the coffee to solve each individual situation came to both men at different spaces, but around the same time. And this is a phenom that we encounter all over the world, where an idea comes through various channels and the people have never met each other. They've never heard each other express the same idea, but the same concept is coming through them. It's when something higher, a higher intelligence moves through us. And that's just one of the mechanisms that I notice of how that comes. You could call it inspiration from God, information from the quantum realm, from the 0 point, whatever. But it's something that is true, that is genuine, and that is transcendent. And I was thinking about this concept, and I pulled out a classic book. This is Think and Grow Rich. So for people who are in entrepreneurial ventures, who are in personal development, this is just one of the staples of the old world books. And an interesting fact about this book, about Napoleon Hill, there's talk that he was actually a grifter, and that a lot of the stories of how he made or came to the knowledge in this book were actually made up, that he never met these actual high successful businessmen of his time. But regardless of that, the information in the book, the actual content, is transcendent. He may have been a grifter, but however that information came to him, or his wife, whoever wrote this, they wrote something of real value that is held up. The concepts in this book are absolutely tried and true, and again are staples for many successful businessmen, many people who have undergone personal transformation. It is absolutely a must-read for a guide of manifestation, if you're looking to manifest an idea and bring it into this physical reality. The concepts in here are true, regardless of the shady history of Napoleon Hill. So again, this is just an illustration of the power of an idea, again, from higher realms coming through the transmission of a human being. Now, on the other side, we have what is absolutely fake. There's a movie called Out of the Shadows that was banned on YouTube that I believe you can still see it on BitChute. And it's about the CIA and the CIA's involvement in Hollywood. And we see, again, the concept. I'm not going to go too much into what actually goes on in that movie. I highly recommend you watch it. But we see movements that are engineered. Corporations do this, where they use the power of the media, which they own, and they put their own narratives out there. We see this on social media with influencers, where people are bought and are told to put certain narratives out there, and then followers, by watching these people or these platforms that they give authority to, start to imitate and parrot the information, and it's completely fabricated. It's not from something genuine, like the previous concepts I talked about earlier in this video. It's completely man-made. It is made to serve an agenda of a power structure, and it usually does not serve the people who believe that are acting in their best interest by parroting the concept or living by this propagated information. And how do you know the difference? The only way you can know the difference is if you start to build a relationship with your soul, with the spirit of the Creator that lives and animates all of life. You have to build a practice that helps you know when that voice is speaking to you, as opposed to the delusions of your ego, the programs and indoctrination of the world you were born into. You have to know what spirit is and feel that, and it's there. And you can start by simply talking to your soul, asking your soul for guidance each and every day, saying a prayer, however you want to do that, but expressing a genuine interest into building a relationship with something that is transcendent, that is a true reality of your being, and that will guide you to the truth in all actions that you take in life. So I'm going to leave you with this. Jason Abraham, the shadow teacher, encouraging you always to walk with the truth, live the truth, and express the beauty that wants to come through you. Peace.